Hi, it's Nday. I'm just waiting on a few other people to get here. Thank you, Cassava. Okay, guys, I'm going to try keep up with the Facebook and the Instagram people, so please bear with me. Okay. Hi, Amanda. Good to see you. If you guys can hear me, can you just write a comment saying you can hear me so that I know for sure that I'm not talking to myself? Hey, Amanda, how are you? Thanks for joining. My people on Instagram, if you guys can hear me, can you let me know that you can hear me? Looks like the people on Facebook can hear me. Okay. Good, good. How is Florida treating you? Hey guys, if you can hear me, let me know you can hear me. The guys on Instagram. Facebook viewers can hear me, but I need to confirm that I am being heard on Instagram as well, and then I can start. Hey, Toyosi, thanks for joining me. And Mr. Adetutu, thank you for joining. I'm gonna start in about, let's see, 1 minute. So I'll start at 12:05, just giving others the opportunity to join. Dotun, can you guys hear me on Instagram? Just confirming before I start. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and start. It is 12:05 by my time here. So I will go ahead and start. And if you guys have trouble hearing me, just let me know and we'll fix it. Okay. Oh, Judy. Of course, I should have known it was you. Can you guys hear me on Instagram? Please let me know. Okay, guys, so for those of you who do not I've just got one more video I need to turn on here. Okay, so for those of you who do not know me, my name is Dami, and I work at I actually have a day job, but I also founded Dami Career and Leadership, and I'm very passionate about helping others discover purpose in order for them to live a fulfilled life. And so that is the reason that I'm doing this today, because I want to help you guys. I want to help those around me, and I want to help as many people. Oh, thank you, Taiwo. And thanks, Judy, for letting me know you guys can hear me. So, like I said, I am very passionate about helping others discover purpose in order to be fulfilled in their lives and their jobs. And so I attempt to reach as many people as I can by doing motivational speaking. I also coach people. I coach individuals. I coach businesses. I coach teams. And this is stuff that I have fun doing. And so it's an absolute pleasure that I'm able to do this. I consider this a great privilege that I'm able to be here and help you guys. So thanks for letting me help you. I'm going to go straight into what we're supposed to be talking about today, which is 5 steps to get your dream job. A lot of people have told me over the years, and just in my coaching individuals and in my interactions with people, I've heard many people say, well, you hammer so much about, doing a job that is that is in the area of my passion or the area of my skills, but I can't seem to be able to find a job in that area. I have searched and searched and searched. A lot of people have just gone on and applied to whatever job is available out there because they are not able to find something that is within the area of their passion. And so I see this over and over and over again, where people are just not they're just not doing the things that mean something to them. They are pursuing other things. Perhaps there are things that maybe look like, oh, this is going to bring me more money, or this is going to give me more recognition or status, or that, whatever it is for different people, it is different. But very few people really pursue jobs or businesses that are aligned with the things that matter to them, the things that are in the area of their passion, and the things that they're actually good at. And so this is the reason that I decided to do this live video today, in order to be able to teach people what to do, and how to get those jobs out there. So if you have a passion for something, if you know that, man, I'm going to do really great at this, and you just don't know how to get the job. You've seen the job, you feel like you need to submit an application, but you feel like you will not be seen, or you will not be heard, you will not be able to get that job, then this video is for you. And I hope that by the time we're finished, you guys will be excited and ready to go get those jobs, because there really is no job out there that you cannot get. It is all about your strategy. And that's why I am here today, to show you what your strategy will be. But before I go into my 5 steps, it is very important that we talk about self-awareness. Self-awareness is a very, very big key. It's an important piece to finding something that will truly cater to your fulfillment, that will truly be rewarding to you. And a lot of people, have different things that they feel like, it matters to them, but not so many people from what I've seen have taken the time to really sit down and ask themselves some real questions about what they are passionate about, what they are good at. Those are questions that when you combine those two things, you are unstoppable. But a lot of people are not asking these questions. We're just going to school. We're picking out those majors. We're saying, oh, this is what looks nice, and this is what I'm going to be able to make the most money out of. This is what my family has gone through. My dad he's a doctor. My mom is a doctor. My brothers are doctors. My sisters are doctors. So I feel like I have to follow the family trend. I know quite a few people that have gone that direction, and then others are more of, because there's a need to have a very tangible income, they are going in a direction that will yield them the most amount of money. But it's different for different folks, really. It is different for different folks. But back to self-awareness. Self-awareness is something that we really need to know in order to be fulfilled. If truly we want to be fulfilled in our work, if really we don't want to be frustrated in our work. I mean, I was reviewing a study from the Society for Human Resources Management, where they had a study from 2017 that was done across 22 industries in the United States, and only 38% of people across 22 industries in the United States actually feel satisfied with their work. And then there was another 44% that said they felt that their skills and abilities were being used in their job. So every day there are either people that are saying, I'm doing something that really doesn't matter to me, it's just the money. And there are other people that are saying to themselves, I wish I could use my skills more on this job. I wish I could, just, they don't feel like they're doing what they should be doing in that job, basically. So you find that people are changing jobs over and over and over again, simply because they can't find that job that really works with what they're looking for. And so the search continues, or the cycle repeats itself. And that is something that I'm very passionate about stopping, which is why I am talking about this today, to help people out there. So it's important to be very self-aware, know what you're passionate about. And so some important questions to ask yourself is, what do you enjoy doing? What do I enjoy doing? Before I go and apply for a job, I want to know that it's going to be a job that I will enjoy. I'm not just looking at the job title and I'm saying, oh, that sounds fancy. That looks fancy. I'm looking at the job and I'm saying, will I actually enjoy fundraising? My day job, I fundraise. Not a lot of people enjoy fundraising, but I enjoy it. I enjoy fundraising. I enjoy calling businesses. I enjoy, going to those events and putting together really nice, event together for children that need medical care, and I enjoy going to sit in front of a business owner and saying, hey, here are my events. I would, like to invite you to sponsor this event, and give them those big dollar amounts. I don't feel intimidated bringing up that, because I enjoy raising money for the cause that we're raising money for. But when I ask other people, they're like, oh my God, why am I going to fundraise? Like, how do I go up to somebody and ask them for $10,000? When in reality, it goes back to whether or not you enjoy doing that. So if you don't enjoy asking people for money for a good cause, then you should probably not be asking people for money. And so the second question that you should be asking yourself is, what is there and important to me? So what is there and important to you? That will help you determine what it is that you're passionate about. When you think of yourself and work, what is it that you want to give your time doing? What is it? What kind of impact do you want to give your time to making? So ask yourself that very important question. And then another very important question that a lot of people don't really ask themselves is, what is it that I am good at? What are my talents? Can I sing? And sometimes your talents may not be, you know, a necessary guide for you, but ask yourself that question. Can I sing? Am I very administrative oriented? Am I just many questions? Ask yourselves questions that will help you determine whether or not you're good at something. And you will be able to take what you're good at, what you're passionate about, and join those two together. Like I said, when you combine those two, you are unstoppable. So just real quick, I'm gonna move on, and this is assuming that, you know, we all know what we are passionate about and we know what we're good at, and we know exactly what we want to spend our time doing. So I'm gonna go on and talk about those 5 steps. If you have seen a job somewhere that you are interested in applying to, but you want to make sure that you're using the right strategy, that you're doing the right, you're going about it in a very strategic way, that when the interviewer sees your application, or the recruiter or the hiring manager, they look at you and you stand out. That's my goal for this. Is at the end of the day, people are ready to go and apply to jobs that they know for sure that they're going to stand out when they're applying for those jobs. And so stay with me, guys. So my 5 steps are, the first step is to determine what kind of jobs you want. So remember how I talked about self-awareness. If you're self-aware, then you know exactly what kind of jobs you should be applying to. There are certain jobs that you cannot pay me to do. There are just certain jobs that you can't pay me to do. You say, Dami, come and, you know, be hired on this job. I know you're going to succeed at it. I'm like, no, I know I'm going to fail at it. So I won't take the job, no matter what the job offers me in terms of money. I will not take the job. You know, so it is important to determine what kind of jobs you want. It is good to have a job. If you have a job for the purpose of needing to make ends meet, and you just need something for the time being, it is okay to find a job for the time being, but it is not okay to stay stuck in that job, to remain in that job. So it is good to have a job, but not every job is good for you. Not every job is good for you, no matter the income. So it's important to remember that. So that first step, determine what kind of jobs. Take a note, a pen and paper, write down what kinds of jobs relate to the things that I'm passionate about. And this is, again, regardless of your education background, because a lot of people are not even working in the area of their study. People go to school. I know of somebody who went to school and studied real estate management. And eventually, when she got in the real world, she was working as a hospital manager. You know, what has real estate got to do with hospital management? So it is regardless of what your background is, because some people do not discover their purpose. They don't discover what they're passionate about or what they're good at until after they have gone through that education, after they have gotten that BSc degree, they have gotten that master's degree. That's when they actually sit down and say, okay, I need a strategy for my life. And then you start to see them change direction. So there is nothing wrong in changing direction, as long as it is an area where you are passionate about and an area where you are good at. And then you can start asking yourself, you know, those real questions like, what kind of job do I want? Now, once you've been able to determine the kind of jobs that you want, the kind of job that you want to accept, if you got an offer, the kind of job that you will accept, you want to do your research. That is your step number 2. Make sure to do your research. I have seen so many people that are just not, it's like people don't want to work for what they want. You know, you know that you will be fulfilled doing something, but you want the easy way out. You know, I don't understand it. Maybe it's laziness or what, but a lot of people, you know, just want to be able to get that application across and hope that they're seen when in reality, a lot of recruiters are like, I mean, those recruiters, they have thousands. When I was in a management position a few years ago, and I had applications coming through, I didn't have time to look through all the details on applications. You know, I needed to be able to see the people that stood out, and those were the people that I was looking at, and I was reaching out to, and I was offering interviews and that kind of thing. So it's important to be willing to do that job. If you're going to be fulfilled in your work, you have to do the work upfront. There's no playing around about it. It's not, you know, it's real life, guys. So you have to be willing to put in the work if you want to be fulfilled. Okay? And you can do this by doing a few things that I'm going to tell you right now. So what you want to do first of is to make a note of keywords that relates to the job you're looking for. So say you're looking for healthcare management job, you know, you write down keywords: healthcare, hospital, management. You know, you're just making notes of like keywords, and there are several job search engines that allow you to put in those keywords, where you're able to find specifically the jobs that are within the what you're looking for. So you put in those, write down those keywords that relate to the job that you're looking for. And then something else that, especially on LinkedIn, that I've seen is you're able to set your job interests. I've gotten a job offer on LinkedIn before, and it was only because I had my interests set. So whenever a recruiter went on my profile, they were able to see, here's what Dami wants us to you know, if this is what she's interested in. So if the position that I have open, if it is relating to that interest, I'm getting an email saying, hey, I wanted to talk to you about such and such position. I see that you're interested in this. And they really do make those offers on LinkedIn. You know, a lot of people don't know this, but you depending on how you strategize and how you build your profile on any professional network, you can get job offers or inquiries about the kinds of jobs that you want by setting those job interests. And you can even do that on a lot of job search engines as well. You set what it is that you're looking for, and when something relating to that comes up, they will send you an email saying such and such job has come up. So it's important to, again, be willing to put in the work in order to get the jobs that you're targeting. And so you set those job interests. And like I said, the professional network that I'm very familiar with is LinkedIn. So if there are any other networks out there that you guys know of, just utilize it. Look at the network and see what tools are available, you know, for you to use in order to be seen by potential managers or potential companies that you could work for. So just make sure to do that work. And then attend job fairs. Job fairs happen in every city in the United States. I really don't know anywhere they're not having job fairs. Attend those fairs, go online, research, you know, search for job fairs in my area, and go to those job fairs and find companies that could potentially hire you. Job fairs are very, very good, because not only are you just finding out about the company, you're able to go and put yourself in front of whoever it is that is representing that company at the job fair. So it's important to because face-to-face is really important. One of the reasons recruiters don't take the time to look at, you know, every single application is because it's at written value. They don't really know what they're looking at. They don't care about what they're looking at until they know that you really have something to offer, you know. So job fairs they help you position yourself right in front of the company, whether or not it's the hiring manager, but you will connect yourself with somebody within the company that you might be interested in, and you can sell yourself like that. That person gets back to the office and says, there's this girl, I really feel like, she's going to be a great addition to our team. And they're just going to sing praises of you because they're just going to sing praises of you because they've met you and they see that you're a very good addition to their team. And then you want to learn about the companies in your radar. So if you're doing all this research and you have a list of companies on your mind, you want to do the extra work of finding out about those companies, going to this online, Indeed, Glassdoor, those different job platforms. They allow for you to read reviews about different companies. Employees put their reviews on there that you can read. And then you can even get reviews from, if you know an employee that works right in that same organization or right in that same company, you can go to that employee and say, hey, tell me more about this company that you work for. Would you recommend that I work with this company? Ask them those real questions. Even ask them if there's a position that you've seen in that company. Ask them as much as, how much do you know about this position that I'm trying to apply to? And not in all cases where you're going to find somebody that works there. That's where Indeed and Glassdoor and Glassdoor and Monster and all of those, the different job search engines that allow for you to actually see what other employees are saying about a company that you could potentially get hired by, so you don't fall in a trap. You could find a job that you want, but it's with a company that's not a stable company. Or you could find a job and it's with a company that has a real terrible management team. So it's important for you to make those inquiries and find out more about the company in order for you. And you also get to learn about the company. Interviewers want you to know about their company. So you want to do the work and learn about the company and know exactly, how to go about preparing for your interview and that kind of thing. And then the third step, once you have determined your target companies and your target job postings, it is time to do something that most job seekers do not do. A lot of job seekers would, when they want to apply for a job, they would get their resume ready. They will sometimes even get their resumes critiqued. And then some others would they would put a cover letter together. Put in all the effort doing that, and that's good. That is good. But something a lot of job seekers don't do is a video resume. If you've ever done a video resume, just leave a comment and say, or do a thumbs up or something. A video resume is something that a lot of job seekers don't take the time doing. A video resume is like, it's like the best way to get yourself in front of a hiring manager without being in front of the hiring manager, knowing that the hiring manager sees a lot of written resumes. They get overwhelmed with those written stuff. Not a lot of people have the patience to read through, tons and tons of work experience and education background and all of that information that we put in the written resume. So when you have a video resume, it changes, it sets you apart. It changes the strategy for you. It puts you right in front of the recruiter or in front of the hiring manager. But you want to make sure that your video resume is not more than 2 minutes long. It has to be a very short video resume, but it goes straight to the point. You know how on your resume, you've got on your written resume, you've got a professional summary part of it that's usually at the top of the resume. That's the part of your written resume that even if a recruiter does not look at the rest of your resume, they're able to look at the top of it and say, oh, okay, this is what Dami's background is. Okay, well, she has what I need. No, she doesn't have what I need. What you want the recruiter to see on your written resume, convert that into your video resume. So in your video resume, don't forget I said it cannot be more than 2 minutes long. So anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes, something that will get, catch their attention, catch the recruiter's attention. Just put it in that 2-minute video. And you want to include in that video an introduction of yourself. Remember that professional summary that I talked about? So it has your education background, your work experience. You want to focus on the part of your background that is most relevant to the job you are applying to. So if you're applying to a healthcare related job, and say at one point when you were getting your undergraduate degree, you volunteered in the hospital, and then maybe you've graduated and you just haven't been able to get a foot in the door at the same hospital, you want to make sure that when you talk about your professional, so when you discuss your professional summary, you're focusing on the part of your background, you're focusing on the part that shows that you have gotten some type of experience within that same work environment in the past. And if you have not, it's okay to focus on whatever you feel is the closest to what you're looking for. But the idea of a video resume is it is more than words. It is the face. They're able to put a face to your name. They're able to say, oh, this is, Dami Adegboyega, and I'm not just looking, and I mean, for most of us here in the US, our names are pretty, I wouldn't say discouraging, but with how long our names are, a lot of recruiters can look at it and be like, oh, where's this person from? Or maybe they don't speak good English, or maybe, it's like so many judgments going on just by looking at your written resume. But when you have a video resume, you're putting yourself right there. They're able to see who Dami Adegboyega is. They're like, oh, she's actually a real bubbly person. She's very outgoing. She's friendly. She seems like she knows what she's talking about. Oh, she's confident. They're making all of those references just by watching you talk about your background, your work experience, and resist the urge. It's important to resist the urge to want to appear intelligent, by giving them a full breakdown of all your education, how you went to, what you did in high school, what you did. No. Your education is on your written resume. But if you pick out the parts of your written resume that you know for sure that they will be interested, that they'll be interested in seeing, say you're applying to a management position and you've only had one management experience since you graduated from school, you've been working, just regular jobs, and you have just one management experience, you want to go back and feed on that management experience and say, I manage such and such amount of employees, and I do this because I want to be able to help employees do blah, 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 whatever, however it is that you craft your video resume. But just make sure that it is relevant to the job that you are applying to. And don't worry, the recruiter or the hiring manager, they'll be able to read all your non-relevant achievements. Like if you have other things on your written resume that you feel like you want them to be able to see, they will see it on your written resume. But in order for you to get yourself in front of them, your video resume is what you need to strategize on and work with. On trying to get with the interviewers. And then you want to talk about your interest in the video resume. Talk about the things that interest you. Why do you want that job? What do you think you're able to offer by being hired that job? Talk about those things. A lot of people that I find in the administrative kind of job, they're people that like to keep things organized. They don't like to see things just messy and all of that. So people in the administrative world, they're able to say, you know, I want to be able to help keep the office organized and operations organized. And because I recognize this is the area of my strength, I want to be able to offer that to your staff or to your team. So I would love to be a part of your team so that I can help, you know, blah, blah, whatever it is that you want to help do. Just make sure that you're saying that this is what you want to do when you get that job. And then, you know, again, talk about what you plan to bring, and then end the video by expressing again your interest in the job. And then a very important part of the video resume is to ask them if they will be willing to discuss. Don't forget, you haven't applied yet. This is a video that you're putting together because you have found a job that you want to do. And so you've not given them your application. You want to know for sure that this is a job that is a fit for you, because a lot of people apply for jobs. You don't know if it's a fit for you. You just see the title and you're like, whoa, this is a great title. I want to apply to this job. When in reality, not every job is for you. So you want to let them know. Ask them if they will be willing to discuss some questions you have about the role. If me as a hiring manager, if I get a message from somebody talking about a job opening that I have, and they're asking for an opportunity to discuss the role in order for them to know if it is a fit, you know, in order for them to know if they should go ahead and apply, I would respect that candidate way more than the candidates that is just applying. I have no idea, you know, except for what I'm seeing on the application. You know, I would respect the person that is taking the time, reaching out to me, wants to know if the job is for them, better than the other person that just submitted all the paperwork and keeps it moving. So ask them if they'll be willing to discuss some questions you have about the role with you, and then provide them with a way to contact you. Let them know you are looking forward to getting their call or their email. So provide them with a way to contact you. Let them know that you're looking forward to hearing back from them, and then wait to see if you're going to hear back. But you haven't even contacted them at this point. This is just putting the video together and the content of the video. So I mean, guys, this is business. Just like you get hired on a job and people are establishing their businesses and doing business, it's all the same thing. It's all the business world. Only difference is you're on the employee side of things. Business owners are on the business side of things. So you need to treat it as business, not as a desperate person that is looking for a job. Okay? You're not desperate, so you have to be professional in your putting this video together. Your video is not a call for, oh, please hire me. Your video is, here's my background, here are what my interests are, and you know, I've seen your job posting, I'm interested in it, I want to be able to, you know, discuss further about this position before applying. And that's kind of what you're looking at in the video resume. I hope that's making sense, guys. Let me know if you have any questions, and let me know if I'm making any sense. Just give me a thumbs up so that I know I'm making sense and I'm not just blabbing. And guys, it's not that you're proud, you know, in this video. Doing a video resume and not acting like you're begging for a job, it does not mean that you're proud. It's just, you know your worth, you know what you're passionate about, you know what you're good at, you know exactly what you're looking for, and you know how to get it. So it's important to, you know, recognize that you are not being proud by saying you want to discuss a job first before applying. Trust me, guys, I have done it time after time after time, and it works every time. And it works every time. And many recruiters and hiring managers, like I said, they don't have time to look at the entire resume. But what's ironic is the most job seekers are spending so much time on putting the resume, on putting the written resume together. So by the end of my 5 steps, you will see that there, out of my 5 steps, the written resume is not a part of it, because that's a very basic part of it. You should have a written resume regardless of, you know, what job it is that you're applying to. But a video resume is a game changer. Whoever takes it is a winner. So I'll just leave that at that. And so let's see what the next, so the next step what you wanna do after you have put your video together, guys, step number 4 is you wanna do more research. Fun stuff, right? You wanna do more research. And if this is an internal job, so what I mean by an internal job posting is if you already work with the company, like the hospital that I work with currently, I used to work in a different department and I used to work in management, and then I wanted a different position. I wanted to go from being in management to actually fundraising for kids. So I switched, but when I applied to that job, I was considered an internal candidate on that application. So if this is an internal job posting, but you're looking to get a promotion or you're looking to change departments, your search is probably very minimal. You are able to look around, you know, look across the departments or whatever it is that the department is that you're trying to go to. You're able to find out who the department head is or who the hiring person is in that department. And that's usually pretty easy. If you already work with the company, it should be pretty easy for you to look through and say, okay, who all do I need to contact, or who works in this department where this position is open? And you're able to go and talk to the person to get more information about the job, about the day-to-day, the role, you know, because guys, a lot of job applications out there, the descriptions have not been updated in like 10 years or more. The job descriptions, they haven't been updated in a very long time. So it's always very important for you to know that whatever the reality of the job role is, that you're up to date on that reality. So that's the reason that it's important for you to go on and talk to somebody that already works in that department and find out more about the job. One of the things that I did in my current job I've had now for almost 2 years, when I was looking to transition, I had found a job before. I'd actually found a position that I was interested in before this job that I'm doing right now. So I reached out to the director of that department, and this was a job that I felt, okay, I was pretty competent, and I was like, this is something I'm passionate about. I want to find out more about this. So I emailed the director and I said, hey, I was wondering if you would be interested in visiting with me, and just find out what the job entails. If there's something on the job description that perhaps I am missing. You know, I said that because you don't want to say, you know, they haven't updated their job description in a long time, because you don't know that for a fact. But I said, perhaps there's something on the job description that is not very, you know, that I'm missing out. And so I wanted to know what the job really entails and whether or not I am a good fit for it. And sure enough, this director was like, yeah, let's set up a time to meet and blah, blah, blah. I went and met with this lady, and I had my resume with me. So I wanted to also discuss my background and ask her, do you think that I am a fit for this job, before I apply? Excuse me, guys. So I asked her, I said, do you think that I am a fit for this job? So she's looking at my resume and she said, you know, I actually really need somebody who's had not just a sales background, but I also need somebody who has had blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, I sure don't have that. That was my response. I was like, oh, I sure don't have that. I I I'm just glad that we had this conversation, because had I not found out from you, I would have come on this job thinking this is what it was going to be, and it would have been different. She said, yeah, and I really appreciate you taking the time to come find out. And so while we're talking, she looks at my resume and she said, you know, I'm looking at your resume, and it just looks like there is this position that has been open for quite some time in such and such department, and I'm looking at this resume and it feels like it's you. She said that to me, and I was like, are you serious? She said, yeah. And she referred me to that job. Even though she referred me to that job, guys, I did not immediately go and say, okay, I'm going to apply. No, I called that other department, and the director was, who now happens to be my boss, he was on vacation when I called. So I called one of the other directors in the same department, and I said, hey, I want to find out about this position. So and so person told me about this job, and I really just want to make sure that what she said is true about the job. So I said, can you tell me a little bit more about this job? And so she started to break it down. She's like, yeah, this person in this role does this, does that, blah, blah, blah. She gave me all the breakdown, and oh, they fundraise, they do that, they do this. And as she's saying all of that, I was like, man, this sounds like me. This sounds like me. This sounds like me. Even at that, when the executive director emailed me back saying he was on vacation, but that we could talk whenever he got back, I waited. And then, I was like, I said to him, whenever you get back, we'll have that conversation. And we did when he got back. And I said, well, I feel like I've got enough information to move on and apply, to go on and apply to that job. So I went on and I submitted my application. And sure enough, guys, I got a call back like in a matter of days saying, come to an interview, because when they're looking at your app, they're saying, is this person just looking for anything that is available, or do they really have something to bring to the table? And they know somebody who has something to bring to the table, guys. They're not this hiring managers, they've done this over and over again. So when you submit something and you feel like, oh, I'm gonna look so fancy to them, they're not looking at that at all. They're looking at who really has something to bring to the table. So I got invited to that interview, and by the grace of God, that's the job that I'm doing, till now. And I absolutely love it. I wouldn't ask for anything more in that job. I enjoy it every single day. So it's important to be able to do that research and find a contact person within the company that you want to work with. If you are an external candidate, if this is an external job posting, meaning you have no connection with the job, with the company, you just found the job on some search engine online and you are interested in it, then you can still do your research. You can still look them up. If you're not on LinkedIn, by the way, guys, you need to get on LinkedIn. It's a very resourceful professional network. It's a very resourceful professional network. All the time on Facebook, Instagram, you can really take half of that and put it into LinkedIn, and man, your productivity will double by 10. So LinkedIn is a very resourceful professional network, and I recommend that you create a profile on there. I recommend that you create a profile on LinkedIn in order for you to be able to research department leaders, company leaders, hiring managers. When jobs are posted, oftentimes on LinkedIn, you can see who posted the job as well. So that's the other benefit. That's the other benefit of being on LinkedIn. And so just look up whoever the hiring manager is on LinkedIn. Let them know that you are considering applying to their job, but you wanted to first introduce yourself and find out if they would be willing to talk with you sometime and tell you more about the job. Okay, guys. So contact the person, look for different ways. If you can find somebody on LinkedIn, you can find out, if you can't find somebody on LinkedIn, you can find out, you know, who works with the company. Look on LinkedIn, enter the company's name on LinkedIn or wherever else it is, and see if you can find some people that work with the company. Most business leaders are on LinkedIn, guys. So if you search for them, you will more than likely find them on there, and you can reach out to them. And they don't take offense to you reaching out to them on LinkedIn, guys. If you think that they're like, oh, this person made a cold call on me, they don't take offense. It's called, Henrietta, it's called LinkedIn, LinkedIn, LinkedIn. So if you look on there, you will find those people, and they don't take offense because, again, LinkedIn is a professional network. People contact them every day for business reasons, and so you're contacting them for business. You're not just badging in on them or anything. Be polite about it. Let them know that you really are interested in the position, but you wanted to find out first if it is a fit for you before anything, and that's why you'd like that opportunity to have that conversation with them. They will invite you to speak with them. You've got to be willing to do the work, because, again, that's how you can get a job that will make you fulfilled. You're welcome, Henrietta. And if you are still in school, guys, if you're watching and you're still in school, you want to get ahead and, again, create a LinkedIn profile. Start connecting with the people and groups relating to the industry that you're looking for, the industry and the company that you're interested in. Start looking up those people. There are several groups on LinkedIn that you are able to be a part of, and you're able to start relating and interacting with those people beforehand. Be proactive and get yourself in front of them, so when they're posting a job eventually and you reach out to them, they're looking at it and saying, oh, I know this girl, she's been on my group since such and such, and that kind of thing. So once you have a contact person, don't forget, email your resume to that contact person. Let them know why you're contacting them, but you wanted to introduce yourself first. Your video resume will sell you. If you get it right, you will grab their attention. And again, you're communicating the information that you are not just searching for anything that is available. You're not just searching for anything that is available. So any recruiter or a hiring manager that is reading what you sent, or that is watching your video, they're thinking, man, this person knows what he wants, because you're not just because you're taking the time to actually get their attention. You're taking the time to show them yourself and to discuss what your interests are. So they will say, you know what you want, she knows what she wants, he knows what he wants. And if you can grab their attention in that way, they will invite you to an interview, or they will invite you to have that conversation. Rather, they will invite you to have that phone conversation or that in-person conversation. So let's see what our next step is. So once you have made that contact and you have had that conversation, now you know that you've been able to determine, okay, is this really a job that I will succeed at? And that's a real question that a lot of people don't ask themselves. I feel like a lot of people have more excitement about even just getting a job than anything. So they're not really taking the time to sit back and say, am I really going to succeed in this job? How am I going to do in this job? Am I going to be fulfilled in this job? So once you have had that conversation with the hiring manager, you've learned more about the job, or with just anybody in the company. It doesn't have to be the hiring manager. Just learn about the job. And, whoever it is within the company that you're speaking to, ask them if they'll be interested in forwarding your video to the hiring manager. Because jobs are about connections. If you know somebody that knows somebody, then you are able to get yourself in the door. So just about anybody you can talk to within the company, and that person is able to say, I am willing to refer you to this hiring manager. They send an email, they say, hey, I wanted to forward this email to you. Talked with Jamie. She has a great personality. She really can be a gold or a gem to our team. You know, if you want to take a look at it and give her a call and tell her a little bit more, or, you know, she's going to submit an application, keep an eye out for her name. And, you know, I can't tell you how many people had come to me in the past and said, you know, they know somebody who was wanting to apply for a job. They mentioned the person's name, and I tell them, I say, you know what, I will look on the tool that we use in finding our candidates, and if I find the person's name, I'll go ahead and I will look at their resume and I'll reach out to them, you know, and it works every time when somebody makes that referral. So whoever it is that you talk to, just don't feel like you've wasted your time simply because you didn't talk directly to the hiring manager. You can talk to anybody within the company that might be willing to refer you. So your goal is to just find somebody. Find the hiring manager, but if you don't find the hiring manager, find somebody who you can talk to. And then the fifth step, who can guess what the fifth step is? The fifth step is what a lot of job seekers do from the beginning. It's like that's the first thing they do. They see the job and they're like, okay, I'm going to do this. The fifth step is to submit your application. So after you've done all this work, it is now time for you to submit an application, because now you know for sure this is the job you want to do. You have taken the time to find out about the company, and you know that this is a good company. They've got good management. They, in fact, have a job that might be fitting to my passion and my skills. And then you have sent your video resume. You've made a really great impression. You've introduced yourself to the hiring manager. You've introduced yourself to the recruiter. And then you have done even more research, found out who the hiring manager is, and you have had that conversation. The hiring manager or whoever else it is in the company has told you more about the job, and you feel confident that you can actually be productive in that job. You can be fulfilled in that job. So you've determined that at this point. Then you go ahead and then you submit an application and you wait to get that interview. So when you submit your application, guys, because you have sent a video resume, you have talked to somebody, that is not enough reason for you to slack in any way or to be laid back in any way when you submit your actual job application at this point. So you want to make sure that you're not assuming that they already know you and that they will favor you. You want to go ahead and completely fill out the application. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten applications in the past, and people are not even patient to complete every single section of the application. You have the work experience parts where, you know, it gives you an option to put in maybe 1, 2, 3 work experiences, and people don't even have the patience to put in at least 3 work experiences. So I look at the application, and I'm not interested in looking at it because it's like this person is not willing to put in the time to give me at least 3 of their work experiences. But when I'm looking at their written resume, I can see on there that the person has, you know, they've got way more than 3 work experiences, but they cannot pull it out and move it onto the job application portal. Now, some job application portals will allow for you to, you know, just import your resume. And even at that, it's still very important for you to look at it step by step, because sometimes it imports incorrectly. Look at it and see what information was transferred wrongly. How can I, you know, let me correct this before I click submit. A lot of people don't have the patience to do that. And that's one thing that, you know, just communicates more than anything a person's on seriousness, you know, for a job. So if you really want to have a job, if you really want to get a job, then you've got to be willing to complete the entire the entire part of the application and don't leave anything untouched. And so complete the application. Again, submit your written resume. Submit, I know you have already sent your video resume to whoever it is, but go ahead and submit that video resume. A lot of job application portals ask you if you have any more files to upload. Upload that video resume so that they can see that on there. And then also include a cover letter. Include a cover letter. If you made a great impression, you will get a call back from the interviewer or the hiring manager saying they want to meet with you. They want to have an interview with you. And they will already be thinking, I want this person on my team, because they see your seriousness. They see that you're intentional about the job that you want. And they are, you know, they're glad that you want to be a part of their team. So just real quick, guys, I want to wrap up. It is 1 o'clock right now. So I want to wrap up, but I want to give one bonus step after submitting your application and waiting for that interview. When you get the interview, guys, you want to make sure that after that interview, you don't assume that they are in love with you. You want to send them an email and say, thank you for your time. You know, let them know that you appreciate the time. And I mean, this is a very important step, guys. Let them know you appreciate their time. After the interview, send them that thank you email, and also make reference to something that they discussed during the interview. This tells them you were actually listening and not just trying to impress them. Talk about something. If there was something that they discussed during the interview, hold on to it and find a way to tie your thank you email to that thing that they talked about. And then again, restate your interest and motive by saying something like, I would love to help keep the office organized or keep the operations of this office organized. And then, you know, that's the reason that I want this job, and let them know that you would be delighted to be a part of their team, and then end it there. So, any questions, guys? Do I have any questions? Okay, well, it is 1:03 by my time, and I don't want to take any more time than I have already taken. If we have no other questions, I will end it right here. If you have any questions and the video has ended, please feel free to comment with your question and I will respond back later. Okay, guys. Well, thank you, and have a great day.